What's up, y'all? I'm Quincy, and we are on day 17, 17 of this 30-day redesign journey. And if you haven't followed along, I'm a principal designer, design manager, design director. Been doing this for a very long time. And I've been looking for work ever since November. I got laid off from the Wall Street Journal, and I haven't been able to find anything. So I decided to do a 30-day redesign journey with companies who rejected my application, essentially. So it's going to be funny. It's going to be lightning. You're going to see a lot of bad design, essentially. And if you haven't checked out my other videos, check out the other 16 days. So today we are going to be working with JP Morgan Chase. JP Morgan has literally denied my application multiple times. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. They don't like me. I'm not too sure. I used to have an account with Chase. Come on, man. So anyway, I got tired of seeing these emails, and we're going to redesign one of their emails. So let's get after it. All right, here we go. All right, so we're in my email, and I already did a search for JP Morgan. So you could see how many times I've literally applied to JP Morgan, which is a lot. You guys, a lot. You know, and all really pretty much the same position: design manager, UX designer, UI designer, essentially, and have been denied quite a few times. So quite a few times, UI, UX, experience design. So, you know, so essentially this is their email. And I am tired of looking at this email because it's the same dang thing. And if you didn't know, I'm one of an email savant as far as design is concerned. Created Wall Street Journal's email design system. So I've been doing design for email for a very long time. So let's get into redesigning this email. It's going to be pretty easy, pretty cut and dry. You can't do a lot with email. Essentially, you know, image, text, you know, copy. And that's really it. Icons, and that's really it. You can't do an emotion. You can't do it. You can put a GIF in there. You have to be a great designer in order to put a GIF in there. So we're going to get into redesigning this email because I'm tired of seeing this email come to my inbox. All right, so let's get after it. We're going to take it to Figma. Actually, before we take it to Figma, I just want to show you guys something. So previous email, JP Morgan Chase. You see how the logo's the left side? It's not aligned with the text. See as the copy just runs, there's no returns in the sentences at all. So, and also the email background is just white. There is no explanation of why the relationship between this and the background. So we want to change some things. This is just bad UX, and we're gonna edit some things. So here we go. Let's take it to Figma. All right, now we're in Figma. Just gonna create the frame, 800 pixels by about 1080. Bring over their logos, their light and dark logos. So bring in that reference image. Gonna make my grid 4 columns, 30 pixels on both sides, just change color. Line it up, the logo to the grid. Bring in that copy from that email that was rejected. Now I'm going to create an image right on top, and I want this image to speak. I'm going to work out the copy, create a token out of it, style essentially, make sure I can just copy it over on each element that I'm creating within this email essentially. Correct my line height. So I want the copy, of course, speaks, but before you even look at the copy, I want you to see the image. And the image is going to be, you know, something, what of a thank you, essentially. You know, so I'm putting an outline on that image, not necessarily sure if I want to use that outline, but I want to use that brown of JP Morgan that they use consistently. Going to bring in an image here. Going to actually find an image to bring in. Gone through a lot of images. Now, as I'm going through all these images, I'm just looking for something business-like, maybe a handshake, maybe a smile. You know, I don't want it to be too cheery, but I want that message on top to be thank you. You know, thank you for applying to JP Morgan Chase. Thank you for applying. You know, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your effort. just somewhat of a sympathy, message, and really just get them to understand that, of course, it might be thank you this time, but there could be a congratulations next time. So looking for an image, here's one of a gentleman. He's looking for a job. He's got his cell phone out. Now I want to put something over it, a gradient that would be that brown that they use, and would just gradient up to, opacity 0, which is completely transparent. Because I want to put text the bottom right, which is just a thank you. And here's just going to put my text in there. I'm going to make it style. I went back to their email, well, actually their website, and see what type of typeface they're using. They're using a serif, so I want to get that serif in. I put a separator in at the bottom, below that text, essentially. Going to bring that disclaimer text in too, and make that disclaimer text 10 points. It doesn't have to be big. It's got to be just small, but readable, essentially, if someone really wanted to read it. So I'm thinking about that bottom portion, because right now on their email, they have jpmorganchase.com/careers. What if there were an image there that would allow people to apply for more positions? So I want something in there that would say apply for more positions, maybe someone, smiling, looking happy, wanting to apply, because you want to give a reference back to their website. It might be a thank you now, thank you for applying, but here are more positions that are open. Apply for more positions. See what other role that you can fit into. And that's the thinking behind this. So I'm going to use the same treatment I used to the top image for this bottom one. With that gradient, going to make my text white, essentially. And just working out the space. If this is something that I really want to do, really want to, put in there. And as I'm going through it, I'm adjusting it, but I'm realizing what should I put on the right-hand side? Because I'm not out here just to make more content at all. I want the content that they had already in their email to be here. So I don't want to create more content. And I'm thinking, what would this space look like? What content in their email could I put there? The social icons, the footer copy. No, not necessarily, but I see this image down here, and I'm just going to take a screenshot of it because I like the layout of it. Whoever created this essential image, this call out, tremendously beautiful, elegant, awesome. So I'm looking at this space. I'm looking at that image on the right. What should I do? Should I fill up that space with this image like that's on the right, where it is that gradient between it, because it goes from a brown to a light brown back to a brown. But I'm thinking maybe it should be a call out on top. I can have the image there at the top, gradient behind it. And I'm just trying to work it out. And this is the process. But then I got here and I'm like, this makes more sense. Much like what they had on the right, let's just recreate this for this space. So apply for more positions. Perfect. And I'm going to delete that image, bring my separator up, and booyah, there it is. That's exactly what I'm trying to do right there. Now I'm going to bring in the disclaimer text, not disclaimer, the footer copy. I'm just trying to understand the relationship where we should work out, but really it should be at the bottom, all the way at the bottom, essentially. I copied those icons, so I download those icons from their website. So easy peasy, we're going to put follow us on top of it, essentially. But should I align it to left, much like all the rest of the content is? Or should I align it more to the center, because apply for other position is centered? So what should I do with it? Should I make it all in a line, or should I put it down the middle underneath apply for positions? And I've decided to put it right underneath, and just making the footer copy smaller and I like the layout. It's beautiful. Now I made the background just stand out a little bit more. So if when someone goes to their email, it won't be a completely white email. It'll actually be an email with a color background. Now I'm looking for another image I can put in that space, something thank you, something we appreciate you. Now the image search, of course, as you know, if you see my other videos, it takes some time. Getting the right image to fit that space takes some time. It's not just a cut and dry type of thing. I wish it was, but it's not. It takes time. And this is a job. Image search is a job. If any company does a lot of images, has a lot of images on their website, it's a job to find the right image. Because essentially sometimes you just have thousands of images. You put up maybe 100 images on a board, seeing what works for space, seeing what doesn't work for the space. But an image manager, an essential image manager is essential for any company, especially if they're dealing with a lot of images. So going through my image search, and I could really just fast forward all of this because it just takes way too long to look for images. Even looking at the video, realizing that it's sped up anyway, it's still taking a long time. So I came back, adjusting it, naming the frame, gonna copy it, duplicate it actually, change the image. It's an image of people just working, just meaning continue working, don't stop, continue, keep looking, don't quit. And here we thank you for your time and your effort. Diverse image. Thank you for your time and your effort. I like it. We're going to duplicate it. Now we're going to create a congratulations email. Like, we are happy. And I'm looking for this young lady here. She's happy. She's excited. Something happened in her life she's excited about. But I'm deciding against it. I'm going to use the other young lady that's smiling, bubbly. She's happy. She opened her computer like, wow, thank you. So congratulations. You have made it to the next round of interviews. So you have a thank you and you have a congratulations. And of course, the copy in here needs to change. And I'm going to change the copy really quick. For those of you who don't know, I'm a writer also. Been a writer for some time. When I was with a company called Newsday, they allowed me to write in the actual paper, which is crazy because I did not have the background, but they trusted me and I had an editor, of course. So here is the congratulations, you made it to the next round, yada, yada. You can read it on your own if you want, but I just wanted to see the contrast between thank you and congratulations. Now I'm just moving things around. I'm going to change this image. Now here is the one, keep working on your craft, keep doing it. And that's the theme behind this image when people see it. So now I'm creating dark mode. If you didn't know anything about email, if you have dark mode enabled on your phone or your email is going to change to a dark background. And then everything in it is going to flip. So those whites turn black, those blacks turn white. And depending on the color contrast that you're using, the tint of the color, it will turn colors too. So I just want to show light mode and dark mode for both instances, essentially. And that's where we are. So now we have light mode, dark mode. It looks good. Naming my frames. Gonna arrange everything, make sure everything lines up. Well, not lines up. So just making sure everything is astute, essentially. Gonna replace this image. Of course, congratulations again. So we have 2 congratulatory emails. And I like it. Like the way it came out. So let me show it to you guys.